You know, we're all a little obsessed with the idea of the lone genius, right? But what if that whole ideal is, well, broken? In this explainer, we're going to dig into a pretty provocative idea, why it might actually be better to be average than to be a broken genius.
I mean, think about it. We put geniuses up on this pedestal. The scientists, the artists, the innovators. We celebrate their big breakthroughs and their incredible brilliance. But have we ever really stopped to ask if we're seeing the whole picture? Or if that brilliance comes with a hidden and sometimes a really devastating cost?
So let's start with where we see this idea most often, which is, of course, in pop culture. We've all seen that character, right? The brilliant but kinda socially awkward genius.
I mean, just think of someone like Sheldon Cooper from The Big Bang Theory. He's the perfect example of this whole thing. Absolutely amazing with equations, a total whiz, but completely oblivious to how his friends are feeling. We laugh at it, but that character actually represents a really powerful and maybe even damaging cultural idea. And this kind of points to this bigger trade-off we've all just sort of accepted, that you can have this extraordinary achievement in one area of your life, but it often means you're totally out of touch or maybe even destructive in others. So the real question is that a price that's actually worth paying?
And this isn't just some made-up story for TV. When we look at real-life geniuses, you start to see this pattern, a pattern of brilliance that comes with a very real and often a really tragic personal cost.
Let's take Albert Einstein. We celebrate him as one of the greatest minds in history, for sure. But his personal life? It shows a really sharp contrast. His early letters to his first wife, mAverageVsGenius, who was a brilliant physicist herself, by the way, they were tender, they were passionate. But as his career took off, that brilliance just didn't translate to his marriage. Their relationship became turbulent and ended in a painful divorce, leaving mAverageVsGenius feeling totally isolated.
Or what about the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche? I mean, his mind went into the deepest, darkest questions about human existence. And for him, well, that abyss gazed right back. He lived this profoundly lonely life and was just plagued by mental anguish.
And then you have Vincent van Gogh. Today, his paintings are completely priceless masterpieces. But in his entire lifetime, he sold just one, a single painting. It's unbelievable. His immense, world-changing talent existed right alongside this severe depression and a total lack of recognition that, in the end, just consumed him.
Now, this isn't just a story about scientists and artists from 100 years ago. This pattern of suffering under the weight of your own talent, it extends to modern peak performers too, in music and even in sports.
We've all heard of the tragic 27 Club. It's just a horrifying list of brilliant musicians like Jim Morrison, Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain, all of whom died at the shockingly young age of 27, usually from suicide or substance abuse. They burned so bright, but it seems